Live from the Mike Costa Theater, where he does his Tina Turner impersonations. Tuesday, Thursday nights, 5 to 7, no cover charge anytime. Otherwise known as the Laughlin Heritage Studios. Big Biz Show's on the air. 125 million TV homes now, including Bloomberg Financiero in Mexico. I get so many emails from investors all over the world asking about symbols and stocks and guests. You're not going to believe how many I got last time from this next guest. Also on Biz Talk Radio Network, as well as American Forces Radio Network and iHeartRadio. We are nationwide, coast to coast, worldwide. Big Biz Show on the air. Sully here, Costa there. Toto off, our executive producer, just to have adult supervision in the room. And of course, the day trader, Quattround. Have you ever, other than on our stage, sung professionally?
If you want to call it.
Because you love to sing.
I do. If you, yeah.
Where's the mic?
Yeah.
Where is
the mic?
Where is his mic?
Where's Mr. Goulet's
What
mic?
happened to the Goulet mic, Jared? We need them. Paul Galvin is the chairman and CEO of a company called Safe and Green Holdings. They are publicly traded under the stock symbol SGBX. SGBX. You can go to safeandgreenholdings.com, all the way spelled out, to their website. And it's really an interesting company. You're going to be following this company on a daily and weekly basis here with us going forward here. For the distant future. And of course, Paul joins us once again, and he will be in front of his beautiful American flag here. I bet you 3, 2, 1. Oh no, he's got a different American flag this time. Very nice. Hey, Paul, good to see you, man. I want to talk about top down for the folks that didn't hear your interview last time. Talk about what you guys are doing, how holding companies work, and why yours is so unique, because it really is a unique sort of confluence of businesses you have put together there.
Sure, and good afternoon, and thanks for having me back.
Of course.
Appreciate being here. SG Blocks was our predecessor company, and that grew and turned into Safe and Green Holdings, which is a parent company of subsidiaries that operate in different verticals. We have real estate development, which we'll speak about, our development company's near-term spin out onto NASDAQ. We have a factory ecosystem that we own 100% of called SG Echo. And then we have SG Medical Company, which does point-of-care medicine in unique and innovative ways. The reason why we transitioned to a holding company is because of trying every which way we can to unlock shareholder value. Like many micro-cap companies, we suffer at the hands of naked shorters, people that algorithmically and inappropriately short our stock on a daily basis, like many microcaps. So our spin out is predicated on rewarding registered shareholders, and we can talk about that more in a bit. So for your audience, the reason we evolved from SG Blocks to SG Holdco is so that we can separate 3 big verticals, manufacturing, real estate development, and medical care, and that each one of them can have its own life and its own destiny. And SG Holdco and its shareholders are 100% owners in 2. And when SG DevCo spins out onto NASDAQ, we'll retain a 70% ownership for our existing shareholders.
My goodness.
Paul, if you will, can you touch on where you are with the platform right now and goals for the company going forward?
Sure. We have near-term goal is to get SG DevCo onto NASDAQ and enjoy a nice bell ringing ceremony with our hardworking team.
By the way, hold on a second. I'm going to interrupt you there. When is the date of the bell ringing ceremony? Do you have any idea?
Hasn't not set yet. Waiting on some feedback. We'll let you know when.
Do you know why? Do you know why? I'm thinking Big Biz Show to go.
Oh.
I'm thinking Big Biz Show to go.
Let's go.
We just invited ourselves, Paul, by the way, on national TV.
You're very welcome. We'll take care of the food.
Okay, perfect.
We'll be in the clown wigs.
or the Tina Turner outfit.
Or the Tina Turner outfit.
So, but the goal, just to be very clear, is to end up with 2 publicly traded companies for now, right?
Yes.
And then and going forward, you know, as you spin off others and make other acquisitions, this turns into a conglomerate that all sort of works as a vertical integrated infrastructure where each business feeds and helps the other businesses within currently the holding company, but separately, when they're separate public companies, you've got built-in client base with each other, correct?
Yeah, the factory, SG Echo, benefits from the 4,200 residential units to be delivered by SG DevCo. And Sully, that's $800 million of business into the ecosystem of our manufacturing company. That, over 7 years, is an enormous anchor tenant for best practices in manufacturing and financing, and that makes SG Echo a very valuable company.
Hey, Paul, can you talk to us about the medical company?
Yeah, so what we're doing is taking a little twist. We took it out for a practice run during the pandemic. We built a shipping container lab at LAX airport, which
by the way, was brilliant.
It was.
I mean, honestly.
Thank you. It was a group effort. And what we did actually is we went from 3.9 million in revenue to 40 million in revenue and took a good chunk of that money and spent it on real estate assets and built this development company during the pandemic, and it'll have its moment next month.
Hey, Paul, by the way, Paul Galvin's our guest. He's the chairman and CEO of Safe and Green Holdings. They are publicly traded, SGBX. You mentioned last time about something called point-of-care medicine. I want you to, and I got an awful lot of email on that. Would you answer for me and some of the emails that came in, what definition of point-of-care medicine so we can kind of clear that versus the traditional model?
Well, I can tell you what my definition of it is, but I don't want to bound your audience to that. For us, it's just reimagining how medical care is delivered. And instead of trying to draw patients from different areas during their busy lives to centers or strip malls or hospitals or clinics to get care, the concept is to build state-of-the-art facilities in modular technology, oftentimes containers, and to bring them where people live and work to make their busy lives easier for them to access best-in-class medicines, early cancer detections for breast, prostate, and lung. So for us, what does point of care look like? Where do we do? We're looking for groups and targets of people. We're looking at tribal territories where there's great need. We're looking at urban areas where there's dense housing and underserved folks. We're looking at rural America, which is underserved for different reasons. There are corporate opportunities and there are developing nation opportunities where point-of-care medicine will save lives, extend lives, and frankly increase the quality of life while you're alive.
Any targets within the country, or are you typically looking for second and third world countries around us as a primary target?
Nope, we have an agreement announced at the Port of Long Beach to service unions. We're working on those modules now. We have some near-term events we'll be discussing about future deployments of our modules. And we're still sitting on the actual lab from LAX, which is in storage. And we're hoping it's not needed for a COVID pandemic. And if it's not, we're going to deploy it for a good purpose somewhere and help some people.
You know, Paul is a remarkable CEO, and the company is really interesting as a holding company as we start to learn how holding companies work and to the end of the spirit. But Paul, I'm going to make you in a future, maybe the next appearance next week, talk about some of your philanthropy, because not a lot of, because you do it very humbly and under the table. But I want to out it so we could maybe get some support from our audience and some corporate sponsors and such to talk about some of those. Because when you hear him talk about medicine, you hear him talk about some of the other stuff. You know where he's headed.
Yes.
Paul Galvin, of course, CEO, Chairman, Safe and Green Holdings, SGBX. More Big Biz coming up.